Hello, family. This is our very first episode of Guardian Doctrine. We've started this platform for open conversation for topics that we feel should be talked about and people do not take the initiative to talk about. People are scared to talk about certain things. There's a lot of counseling. There's a lot of misguidance, and we are here to try and do something about it because we can't just be complaining about things and then we just sit back in our houses and not try to talk about things enough. Because on the other hand, the other people are so loud about their agendas, their movement, and it's just fair that we make sure the truth and the right values are also out there so that we encounter we counter the punches they're throwing our way.
Yeah.
So a few African countries are in have been through elections. I believe Tanzania just did their presidential and uh, parliamentary elections yesterday.
Yeah.
Netherlands too. A few African countries are going in elections in December, like Guinea-Bissau. And Uganda, we are also in that process. Campaigns are going on. Uh, these campaigns have been a bit different, a bit more calm, calmer than the previous ones, but still there's still rope pulling here and there. So we are here to discuss a few what could be done better, what can be done better, what can be improved, and what we expect from the elections, and what people, citizens, should always expect from elections. Is it just is it something that could create a huge difference, or do people have a job to do? Because personally, I believe in privatization of sectors. It creates competition for the government, and it help people get better services because there's competition. Without competition, there is, you know, relaxation,
Yeah.
and the services are always not up to standard. Um, I've been thinking about it for a while, and government doesn't make money, right?
Yeah.
They take money. It means if we expect government to provide every service to us, they have to take more money from the taxpayers. That's the only way they make money, or get more debt from wherever they get the debts that do not help us in any way. But if sectors are more private, right? And you create that diversity in the country. If people can work so hard and make sure they take on some sectors in service provision, I believe things can be better. What do you guys think?
All right. When you look at the government's part development of our nation, I would say the government is in charge of controlling the resources. Like what they have to do is just positioning them in the right positions where we're going to go and grab. But to grab something, you have to have hands. You need to be competent. The people are not even making research about anything. They're not even learning anything. They're not getting skill on anything. But they want jobs.
Mm.
They want jobs. They want money. They want a good life. I mean, if the government can just put those resources in the right places, whereby they put policies that are going to favor the people. For example, I work in a mine. The government put a policy where it's like the mining company, because the people are not competent to do it.
Mm.
Because if the locals could do it, then some local contractor would do it for the government, and everyone would be benefiting, and no one would have to complain about anything because if your
I'm,
people are
I'm
doing it,
I'm
you
not
get it.
cutting you short, but why can the government do that?
Why can't the government do that? The
Mm.
mining.
Yeah.
I would say the government usually runs on debt. I would say maybe they don't have enough resources, money
But
to
but
do it.
in my opinion,
Yeah.
that is a whole business.
Yeah.
That's a whole enterprise. That is a whole source of income.
Yeah.
And the government would make so much money from it because the people are doing it are not doing it
Exactly.
for charity.
For charity.
That means they're
Yeah.
making a lot of profit
A lot of profit.
and they're paying tax on top of that. So the government is only benefiting from the tax and maybe the percentage which is fucked. The government is getting a very terrible percentage. I don't know we have very poor negotiators of these contracts in,
In the
in
continent.
Africa, in the continent.
Yes.
So, me, if I was a leader, I'm saying this: if I was a leader, I don't know how hard it is because I'm not in that position.
Yeah.
But it's simple things, all the small things I've done.
Yeah.
I believe if you don't want to do the work,
Yeah.
you won't get anything.
Sure.
So I feel like the government just is getting rid of some of the work, which would make them more money.
More money, and they're afraid of doing the
Yeah,
work.
they're afraid to do the work.
Yeah.
I feel it's just fear to do the work
It's true, bro.
because if they can't fail to get the funds to run that company. That's an entire mine,
Yeah.
entire
Gold mine.
gold mine.
Seventh in the world, seventh biggest in the world.
Imagine. So they are lied to because every time you give your business to somebody, they give you whatever they want. Like this is the result. This is what we sold today. This is what we got. This is the profit
That's
for
what
the
they
day.
do.
And for our leaders who have poor accountability, poor supervision, they just take. Okay, this would take my kids abroad for fees. This will take my wife for medical care.
Yeah.
But that is not your money.
It's for the nation.
If you want to get some, make sure it's efficient enough for you to get some, and the population is getting what they need.
It is true.
I mean, what they need, right?
Yeah.
So, if you're going to be a leader, this is how to the people are fighting to lead, or I don't know. I don't like calling it to rule. It's to lead.
Yeah, to lead.
Take
To lead.
responsibility because leadership is not a job.
Yeah.
Leadership is a responsibility.
Responsibility.
If you're out there and you're really running to take over the country and you feel like you can do better, I really hope you have thought about all these things. You're ready to take on the work. You're ready not to sleep. You're ready to work as it's necessary. Me, even when I was in school, I never took on any prefectorial work because I I know myself. I want to do something to a level that is supposed to be done.
Sure.
So when I feel like I'm not ready to deliver, I'm not ready to put that responsibility on me right now. Give the people the kids or the children or the students what they need. Because the funny thing in school is you just have a title, you have no power.
That's true. Yeah.
And then you're gonna make promises. And I hate to make promises that I won't fulfill.
Yeah.
That's one thing I hate in my life. I'd rather just stay away from it. But we have leaders now, they're making promises without doing research. And I've disqualified so many of them. I don't love to attack people publicly, but the truth has to be spoken, right? So our leaders, what we expect from you is better strategy in income, in building things that bring in income in the country. Because if you have the mines running properly,
Yeah.
that's a business. You're making money from it. That is, God has given you ways to make money without taxing your people heavily. And for you focus on taxing people, you forget that you could exploit the other sectors. You have oil, right? I'm sure if you have a will, it can be done. Magufuli did it. Magufuli wasn't from heaven. He wasn't like an angel from heaven. He wasn't Jesus Christ. He was just a human being who had love for his people. And he followed up things and he found out loopholes. And he tried to cover them up. And he did so well. So well. Tanzania, I don't think Tanzania will ever get a leader like that again. They lost a man who really loved, who was really patriotic.
Sure.
So if he did that in less than 10 years, that means it can be done. Everybody else will give you excuses. You remember my mom used to say, you can't have excuses and results at the same time.
Yeah.
It's either you have results or you have excuses.
Yeah. None of that.
So we are tired of leaders who give us excuses.
Meet result.
They will tell us everything except the work that's supposed to be done. They'll show us everything except the work that's supposed to be done. So please, we are not attacking you, we're just talking. Right? It's just a discussion, a conversation that we've opened up. The people have a lot to say, but most people don't know how to articulate their feelings and emotions. And we are trying to do this in a respectful way so that we can find out what exactly is going wrong. You know, these elections, it's a chance for the people to consolidate their power, right? And make things right where they've been going wrong. But we can't have change if we are not looking at the right aspect. We can't just have change for change. Congolese were crying for change when Joseph Kabila was the president, and they thought if they get somebody else, things will get better. They got Chisekedi, and now it's 100 times worse.
Was.
And you know what is funny? These leaders, They know they're not doing anything for the people, but they still fight to stay in power.
Exactly.
Myself, if I know I've failed, I'll just say, like, can you do this? This is my
Help
character.
me.
I've never tried to do Lucian's job.
Yeah.
Never. When we're in studio, I listen to him. If he tells me you're flatting, I'm flatting, bro.
That's what's fun.
I'm not a producer. I'm a producer, I'm not a sound engineer. Right?
Yeah.
Two things different. If he tells me that melody doesn't work right there, I'm changing it. You understand?
Yeah.
So when everybody who is intelligent enough understands that correction is love.
Yeah.
So our leaders try to look in everything that you can do to make sure you're generating income from all the resources God has given the country.
Yeah.
So that even the people who live in their country with peace and love without over exploitation. Taxes from way back, there are leaders in the Bible who got punished for overtaxing their people. Right? Because taxes have always been a sign of a failed state. Overtaxation has always been a sign of a failed state.
It is a sign of a fail.
So let's make things right. I believe there's so many ways the government can make money, but they're not utilizing those ways because their whole mind is focused on tax. They don't focus on anything else.
They don't look at the other opportunities they have.
So, and the problem is not paying tax. The problem is paying tax and then the money is misused. We have MPs moving with convo, with a motorcade. They call it motorcade. Crazy, bro. So let's try to do better. Let's try to do better. And the only way you can make things better is by being exemplary.
Sure.
We learned this since nursery. A good leader is exemplary. A good leader is patient. A good leader is this, is that.
It's kind.
Is kind. But now we have leaders who cannot tell the people that this is wrong because they're doing it themselves. And this is just a normal human trait.
Yes.
When you start to do something, you find ways to justify it. Even though you used to say, that is very wrong.
Yeah. When
That
it
is
becomes
very
a
wrong.
unit,
When it's now your turn and you've been doing the same thing, you're like, no, but you see, you this and that, excuses come up, they pile up, you justify the whole thing that you used to call
bad.
off bad, right? So let's try to do better. And people, now the side of people, what could people do? First, people need to have discernment. I feel like that's something the populace lacks.
Yeah.
Discernment. Young people, I have a lot of young people I know, and when I try to have reasonable conversation. They don't know anything. They just know the government has to come and save us. We need change so we can do better. We need change so we can get rich. But I can promise you, you go to America, which has a very good system, and you still be broke and poor if you do not take responsibility or if you're not accountable for your own success or actions.
Yeah.
Because there are poor people in America. There are homeless people in America. America has public housing. America has food stamps, but people still cry famine. Why is that? They have failed to take the initiative to even go and get the food stamps.
I'm telling you.
Now here in Uganda, with the system we have, it is not the best. It's not perfect, but I believe if you take initiative with your life, you can do something. Because even if they change the president Museveni right now, they put Bobby Wine. If you don't stand up, things will not change for you. And the reason I don't want to speak so much about leaders, this is one thing. I do not care about these leaders. They're working, they're doing their job, they're getting paid.
Yeah.
Bobby Wine, by running these campaigns, being on opposition, he's entitled to some money from the government. What about you, who is running up and down instead of sitting on your work, instead of finding out something that will help you, you're running up and down instead and following influence.
Yeah, following influence. What you're good
So just take it like this: this person is doing his work, he's gonna get paid.
Yeah.
When he's abusing, insulting the government, he's gonna get paid for that. What about you?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
When Museveni is doing his thing, he owns everything right now. Right? He owns everything. We can't be scared to say that because it's true. So those who are following him up and down, maybe you get some money, but they can't sustain your family.
Yeah.
You need to work to sustain your family. You need to come up with measures that will help you sustain your family as you speak out for change, as you seek out for change, right? Because it doesn't matter what you do, you kill yourself, you set yourself on fire. If change is not to come, it will not come. The only change you can make is starts with you in your life, the way you do things, the way you walk, the way you think. People should stop being entitled. Entitlement is a very bad habit because you see how they are escorting these presidents. It's not out of love. They expect something from them.
Yeah.
And when they fail to get those things, it becomes hate. It's not love, entitlement. I did this for you. I was in your campaign. I was running after you. I was shouting your name. You didn't give me anything. Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Don't shout people's names. Go and work. Bro,
Yeah.
they need to go and work.
Yeah. And as a perfect example, something that I'll top up to that is that we have artists right now that are behind the government's back,
Yeah.
asking for support, asking for development incomes, I mean development funds and all that.
Yeah.
They've been attacking Eddie Kenzo,
Yes.
yeah, while after while, talking about how he's getting money from the president, betraying the artist running for presidency. I mean, as an artist, I don't know if you have to have a particular party on my side,
Yeah.
because at the end of the day, your work is very independent.
Yeah.
It's independent from the government. It's independent from record labels. It's independent from any other person's business.
Sure.
I mean, we're in the music business. We've
Yeah.
been in the music business for a long while. We've never been in any of their chaos.
Sure.
And we still know where the money comes from.
Yeah.
We still know where actual music money comes from. They don't do. I feel like in Uganda we're not doing music in a way that is business.
Yeah.
But we are doing it to ask for charity. Like
It's-
when you start releasing music, the next thing you're going to start asking for aid.
you become a charity.
You become, yeah, exactly.
True. Actually, I was thinking maybe we'll be doing some sessions if we can put out the little information we know about the music business
Yeah.
in some of these sessions, and we just try to share the information with the people. The information we've acquired, we've done a little bit of research, and we've acquired a little bit of knowledge. So maybe we sit here. Sometimes Lisa will come with this machine and do some full production on set, you know. And because we're just looking out to help, maybe we're gonna expand this thing and reach out to the young people and find a way to help, not just talk. You know, the problem is now everybody's talking, but nobody's doing anything.
Nobody's doing it.
So we don't want to be in that group. We want to talk, right?
Yeah.
We talk. We've put ourselves out there. It's a beginning of something. The knowledge we have, the ideas we have. I know people get surprised. How come you make so many streams on Spotify? You're not even that popular here in Uganda. Well, I'll share the knowledge. I'm not selfish.
Yeah.
I will share the knowledge for whoever is interested. I feel like everything should be public knowledge.
Yeah. This is the transparency. we speak.
The transparency speak of, and let the hardworking people gain from benefit from it.
That's how it is.
So I wanted to add on what you said about the musicians being asking for money and charity and all this. I don't know. I feel like they started that association, yes, and people can get help. It's not a bad thing, but some of them have gone an extra mile of turning into a rebellion.
Yeah.
We do not have a rebellion in this country. We have opposition, right? This is the point I always wanted to talk about. We have opposition. Opposition is not a rebellion. If you want to be a rebel, just go in the bush.
Find a bush. Find a bush.
Go in the bush, and we just know this guy. When Museveni was tired of the government,
He went to
and
the
he
bush.
felt like opposition didn't work, he went in the bush.
Yeah.
So if you want to turn opposition into rebellion,
Find a bush.
find the bush.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean
not
that's
encourage you to go into the bush, but
it's the only thing you can do instead of trying to put people on scrutiny, on pressure.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And if somebody's collaborating with the government, this is the government that is on. We do not expect people to come to you for copyright law. What will you do for them? You can't pass any legislative law. Can you? They can't, right? They're in opposition. They have supporters. I could even be supporting the opposition, but when it comes to matters of that I have to deal with the government, I have to go to the government. We needed certificates of what? Residence, certificate of tax residence. You remember, I had to go to URA to get these documents. Did they want me to go to the opposition, to DP offices to ask for these certificates? Now, what do you expect artists who are trying to run a business, because music is a business, you want them not to collaborate with the government? Does that make
It
sense?
doesn't make any sense.
If you hate the government, yes, we hate the government and we hate some part,
But
some,
we are business people.
but business has to go on.
Yes.
And if that's where I'm gonna get my license,
Yeah.
then I'll go there, right? And Museveni is still the president of this country until otherwise. So if I need to meet the head of state, I'll go to him.
Yeah.
I won't go to somebody else who has no way he's gonna make any difference.
Yeah.
And if he really wants to help people, he should let the people know this. Whoever opposition leader, if he wants to help people, let the people understand that the government is not their enemy.
Yeah.
The government might have their weaknesses, but we are not enemies. Whoever feels that the government is an enemy, go in the bush.
That's how it is.
Simple as that. We hate the policies. We hate the bad things they're doing. But we don't have to be rebels in our country. Because so many people are losing their lives unnecessarily. I've seen this so much. I've lost a friend in town in this same chaos. So at some point, we just have to understand that if you're going to run a business and you're going to do something for yourself, you look for change as you work for your life.
That's how it is.
Because the politicians we have right now are not looking out for you, my brother or sister. They're looking out for themselves. They're getting their money, and some of them can't even say they get that money.
They're quiet about it.
No transparency. We are chasing corruption. We are welcoming incompetence. Understand? So let this not be like Congo. They cried for change. They have gotten the change they wanted. I cried tears. I was in the car from the airport, and I was looking at people when I was in Kinshasa, and tears just all over my eyes. Yeah, I was with my sister, and I was complaining from our way from the airport up to where we're going, because it didn't make sense to me. How does the president pass in the same roads? Does he see everything that is going on? It doesn't make any sense, and he's inviting people in the country, embarrassing Congolese.
One question: what's his salary?
I have no idea, bro.
No, this is the same president that they asked on national TV about inflation. He said it's not in the financial domain.
True.
Finance is not
True.
his domain.
That's what he said. And they asked him, the American dollar is losing value to the Congolese francs.
Yeah.
Do you think the Congolese francs are going to maintain the value that it's setting? I was like, only God knows that.
I swear, bro. He said only God knows.
Bro, it is
Crazy. No,
people are getting it tough.
The thing about Congolese is, I mean, I've been there for a long while.
Yeah.
I usually spend time there. And one time we had a press conference with the CEO of Barry Corporation, the former CEO, Mark Bristol.
Yeah.
And in the press conference, one of the people that asked the questions was the governor of Utuwele, where the Kibali gold mine is found. And he asked Mark Bristol, why don't you sell the gold in Wacha? Wacha is just a province. It's like you saying the gold mine is in Masaka, and you're asking, why don't you sell the gold in Wakiso? I mean, how am I going to sell gold in Wakiso?
Yeah, no, listen to this.
No airport,
True.
no nothing.
Yeah, that is true. I'm not cutting you short, bro.
Yeah.
Just to add on what you said, that wouldn't be a bad thing.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be a bad thing at all.
Yeah.
Because if the government really wanted that to happen, that would be the best idea ever.
The best.
Because it was going to create exposure to the country. It was going to create jobs for the people. But the level of infrastructure that is needed for this market to happen in Congo is they're not even 1% there.
Let's speak of security.
Talk about security. So it all becomes like, I'm sure even the guy was like, bro, this guy is delusional.
He kept quiet. He said, next question. And the governor of Utuwele went ahead and told him Why are you only developing the road that comes from the mine
Mm.
to your port?
Yeah.
Why don't you develop the other roads in the area? He told him, I pay 25 million of tax every month
Mm.
so that you can develop the area. Why not developing it? This guy said, oh, you pay 25 million. I'll ask above.
The governor of the,
The
the
governor
region.
of the region.
Can you
Of the
imagine the
province
level of
doesn't have.
incompetence?
Look at that incompetence.
I do not know. We lack structure, bro. We lack structure in most of African countries. We lack structure and supervision because if a president was following things up, such people cannot be in office. The level of understanding is of a nursery child.
It's crazy.
Hmm? How how do you start asking such questions? How do you start begging live? That's begging.
Yes. You're begging on TV.
Somebody, an investor has come to your country to invest, and you're telling him to develop roads. Are you serious, my man? That doesn't make any sense, bro. And you know, uh, I'm Congolese myself, but it is there's right now I'm stereotyping. They call it stereotyping. It's like a stereotype of a group of Congolese that at this point, if I'm starting a company, I'm gonna hire everybody else but the Congolese. I'm telling you facts, bro. I'm telling you facts, and I'm saying this out of love because I need people to stand up and level up. You know, I have conversations with some people from Congo, and they have no idea what they want. Things are clear, but people are just giving everything a blind eye. They don't feel like it's their responsibility to start a different to make a difference. And they, even those who would have a chance to make a difference, simply because they don't feel like it's their responsibility, they don't do anything about it. There are so many conversations that are supposed to be hard, but they're not being, you know, nobody's talking about some important things in the country. And this is one of the reasons why life is so expensive in Kinshasa. The government is not offering any service. Every service the government offers is substandard. The people come from outside, the Indians, the people from different countries with one aim to make money. Because the level of mistreatment you face at the migration in Congo, by the time you establish your organization, I'm sure you have that you have that retaliation spirit in you on the people. Because now everybody who's gonna come to you from the government or any office in the government wants something from you, not for the country but for their own pocket. And so you're gonna get multiple people coming to you over something that will be settled in one go, and you can't work in peace. So when they're working, they put their services so high in price because they have to find a way to cover all the expenses in the country, and this costs the Congolese because no investor in his sane mind will go and invest in that in the country where there's no security, no infrastructure, no electricity. Water is a problem, right? So those who have gone there, they understand that they have a purpose, one goal to make money, crazy money. They're gonna squeeze population. Those who can't afford, you just still far from those services. As a result, people are buying things very expensive and they are cool with it because these politicians have made life hard for the rest of the people. So it's less than 10% of the population in that city that can afford the lifestyle. Most of them are living in areas that when it rains, people cannot even step out. People cannot sleep in their homes when it rains. And the government is just quiet about this situation. They're not doing anything about it. Bro, there's so much, like for me, my heart, I don't know. I feel so much pain for these people. When I say human being living situations, and then there are people who are traveling every day and night, spending millions of money in traveling, and you're calling yourself a leader, you can't even make life better for your people, and you're still fighting to stay in power, even planning to change the constitution. The only thing that is holding him back from proceeding with these whatever changes in the constitution is the fact that Goma, the Kivu, was taken by the M23. That a little bit destabilized him, so he didn't proceed. but he was already
his way
on
then.
his way. And people are just worried he might touch the article. The Article 220 of the Constitution of Congo is holds the term limit for presidential candidates, presidential whatever, the president in the head of state. So people are worried when they change the constitution. That is his goal. He can't come straight. He's going around because he's a coward. A coward as he is, he's going around so he can just change the entire constitution just to reach that one part. He wants to be there for
Yeah.
the another term or 3 terms. What will Congolese do? It hurts me because Congolese cannot see that they're in a bad position. Most of them can't. And if they say, they don't talk about it enough. And they're not doing enough work about it. They're not having these conversations enough because people are suffering. The taxis are so in that place. Bro, no leader can see his people living like that and you just keep quiet. You don't care about your people.
All the spirits.
Spirit of death, yeah. Esprit de mort.
That's the taxi. Spirit of death.
Because
They have
whenever they crash, nobody survives.
no one survives.
They have no doors.
Benches,
People hold
no safety belts.
on ropes. no belts, no seats.
No
They have
windows.
they have benches in there.
No windows.
No
With
windows.
Trains, they just cover with
Tent.
With tents. Yeah. They cover
It's
everything.
crazy, bro.
And it's not one. It's not two.
It is
All of
crazy.
them.
So, what are their safety regulations?
There is
They have no safety
regulation, they have
regulations,
no
my
standard
brother.
of safety.
And the people, I don't know if they just got tired of complaining, but they're not. They're just there. They made peace with it, I guess.
Yes.
But me, when I entered there, I was like, bro, this is not life.
No.
What kind of leader sees these people? In Rwanda, if you don't wear a helmet, you're in trouble. And somebody is holding on a rope in a taxi, and the president is like, yeah,
Like that.
I want to run again.
It's crazy. Crazy.
It is fucked up, bro. You're saying something like that.
Yeah. Let's not forget what got them there. Competent leadership. That's the biggest problem.
True.
So as we are choosing our leaders, it doesn't take a lot to get it. It just takes you to look at things in a way you want to. You want change so bad, but sometimes you have to wait. You have to wait for the right person to handle that change.
Yes.
Because running for change is not the point. But what is change coming with?
Yeah.
When you look at the leaders running right now, look at what they're saying, look at how they feel like they're going to become country, at least in this position where because it might not be in the best position, but at least we have security.
Yes.
Uganda is a country we're going to move at any time. My brother, do that in Congo, you did. I'm telling you, people are too annoyed that sometimes when they kill thieves, they ban them and eat them. Here in Uganda, we just ban them.
Yeah.
And these days, they even have compassion. They catch thieves and they take them
The police.
because security is there. So the number of thieves, you see thieves more less than you see them. So the thing is, we should really consider the competence that these people are showing, that they're projecting. And how do we know competence? We know competence by facts, research.
Yes.
People that are speaking without facts, I'm looking at this. I'm looking at what the leaders are saying, the people running for presidency. I'm looking at their arguments, and I feel like they don't really base on facts. Most of them are just saying things out of
To please the people.
yeah, out of
And
passiveness.
I want to tell people this. Look out for leaders who are saying things to just please you.
Yeah.
The problem is most people can't analyze. So they don't know if this one is speaking facts or is just hyping the
It's
populace.
like the population.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, you hear things from these leaders and you are, whoa, but it's a lie, my bro.
Yeah.
Because it's impossible.
Yeah.
There are things happen in procedures. There's nothing that happens just,
Just like that. Yes.
it's not there. You have to take,
You have to give steps. How are you going to do it?
So next time when a leader tells you, I'm going to make education free, this is what Tshisekedi promised when he just took on Congo. And kids didn't go to school for a whole time waiting for him to pay fees, and he didn't do it. Because they were very excited, actually. People like Tshisekedi has brought change. Our kids are going to study for free, finally. And he didn't give them a procedure that's going to do that. What measure is going to take to make that happen?
Where would the money come from?
Where would the money come from? Or how accountable is he going to hold the people in charge so that he can make sure he squeezes the money so that kids can go to school for free? Magufuli achieved that. Magufuli achieved free healthcare for babies and old and elderly. He did. Because he was realistic in his mind. Everything he said was based in facts.
Yeah.
He knew the minerals the country had. He analyzed the contracts the country had previously. Every bad contract, every bad organization that was not doing what it's supposed to do for the government or to pay the dues that they have to pay to the government, he handled them with iron hand. You know, so we need leaders that are not here to please people. We need leaders that are here to do their job. I remember when Magufuli took over, so many Tanzanians were studying here with us.
Yes.
They were insulting him,
Something.
crying, "This guy has come to kill us. Now there's no money in the country. Now our parents can't pay our fees." But it's a process. You have to take measures that will harm a few and benefit the majority, benefit the entire nation. The people are going to get hurt. In this case, if we get a competent leader, are these people eating government money anyhow? They've sent all their kids abroad to study on the taxpayers' money. No accountability. No, they don't care about nobody except themselves. Why do you take on a position of leadership? Me, until I feel like now I'm ready to take care of other people, I won't step in any leadership position. For now, I'm still hustling for me and my family, right? You won't tell me about the other thing. My brothers are here. Of course, these are my priority, right? When I feel like, yeah, my brothers are now good, I can now go outside and help the neighbor. Because I'll be lying if I come out, my brothers are still starving, and I tell the neighbor, you know what? If you let me take over your home, I'll buy you food. You have eggs and porridge every morning. You know, my brothers are starving. It doesn't make any sense. So we need to avoid leaders who are looking out for themselves. And this is one statement I love to say: leadership is not a title. Leadership is action. Leadership is work, responsibility. The little you have, you must be willing to share with the people you're claiming to come to save or to come to stand for. If you can't do that now, if you can't be faithful with small things, you can't be faithful with big things. The Bible is clear about that as well. And the Bible says, to whom much has been given, much will be required. Right? So let's do things the right way. This is just the beginning of our podcast. I think we can wrap up things. I don't know if you have something to say. I'm gonna ask my brothers from Isaiah to give his final remarks to the people. Then the share will come. Then I'll close up. Then we see the way forward.
I would just like to say, I feel like people don't really know the duties of the leaders.
Yes.
I mean, in most cases, especially in Africa, we have a problem where leaders assume that when they come to power, it's more of the ground to intimidate. And I feel like the people also perceive it that way, that when leaders come to power, it is as a ground for them to intimidate. Those are the top people. Now, people don't know that the power belongs to them, and they're just giving these people the opportunity to show them good leadership, to give them an easier life, to make things better for them,
Yes.
life better for them. So I feel like I would like to tell people that these people are there and they're working for you to have a better life, to make life easier, and to make things more available. To make sure that your resources are protected and they're in a position where you can access them. Okay? So what they have to look at as their duty is to make sure that your life is moving easier. But you
should
also
be
have
their
responsibilities.
priority.
Exactly.
Yes.
But you also have responsibilities to handle. Because God says, the Bible says that you will receive what you work for, right? Ask and you shall receive, but you have to work to what?
Yeah, if you don't work, you don't eat.
If you don't work, you don't eat.
Yes.
That's the actual one. So the thing is, we have to work hard to be worth of these resources.
Yes.
But then these people are there so that they can make sure that you do what you receive these resources. These people are there for questioning. If they don't do the work they have to do with your bosses, ask them and make sure that things are done and they are well and fine.
Yes.
Yeah, have to see and
Mr.
I think I
Lucien.
agree with you.
Yeah.
So many regards.
Mm.
I think we have to just pray to God for sure. That's all I can say because He has said most of it, of everything that we could have said.
Yes. As you said, we are the bosses. We send these people to office to negotiate our contracts and to place the policies in place that favor us, not anybody else. I've seen people criticize Trump for his policies. Trump is an American president and is looking out for Americans. We have our own presidents and they have to look out for us. I have no problem with Trump. I love him so much because he put an end to some madness that was going on around the world. At least now we have some peace. We're not seeing some crazy things going on. But that's a topic for another day. This is Guardian Doctrine.
Yeah.
And this is just the beginning.